Howdy, Redesert Boy here. So what do we got today? We got Redesert Boy's favorite round, the 45 Colt. This one's probably an HSM Cowboy Action, 250 grain lead. Probably goes about 700 feet per second, 800 maybe. So it's it's still pretty powerful. Got the job done for about 100 years. But nowadays we have modern ammunition like this Hornady. I remember it's an FTX or Lever Revolution, but it's 185 grain, and they make them in 225 grain. So could we use those, as use one of these self-defense loads with 45 Colt in something like, and what are we talking about? Single action, right? So this is a new Model Vaquero, right? Isn't that a beautiful gun? Look at that. How can you not like something that looks that nice? Just beautiful, huh? All the way around. And if we flip this loading gate open here, we can go ahead and pull it around and just kind of go down through here, looking at all the cylinders, making sure that it's unloaded. Make everybody a little more comfortable. But just a nice looking firearm, right? And you got to admit, it has its own factor. If you pull something like this out, of course, it's going to have its own effect. So one thing about this one happens to be what they sometimes call a convertible. So it shoots not only 45 Colts, but it has a second cylinder that shoots 45 ACP. So having one of these, they're single actions. You got to pull the hammer down and then pull the trigger every time you want to fire it. And it's 6 rounds, and it's got fixed sights, But what a nice looking gun. It's about 42 ounces, so it's not light to carry around. And most people would probably carry it around in something like this, maybe some kind of cross-draw holster, that they carry it. Might call it carry it strong side. Buying a shoulder holsters, like Western style shoulder holsters, gets really pricey. I think they're like in the $400 or $500 to like $800 range. So, but how would you reload it? Well, you could carry maybe your ammo around. Well, let's use this one since it's got some of those more modern ammunition in it, and a speed strip just so you had it. Some people might have the little loops on their holster, a few little loops there for a couple of extra rounds of reload, or they have the belt loops on their belt, the cartridge loops. But if you have this 45 ACP cylinder in there, some people have talked about using a 1911 magazine so that they could reload, just slide them off of there into there. And of course, when you reload it, you've got to, get the loading gate open, right? You've got to use the ejector, push them out one at a time. Some people might unload all of them and then load the gun again. Some people might, unload one and, put a new one in. In some cases where maybe you fired a couple of rounds, you might want to, take those 2 out and put another couple in just so you got a full 6 rounds again. But with that little 1911 magazine, I guess they slide them off with their thumb into there when they have the 45 ACP cylinder in there. So just different ways of thinking about maybe using one of these. I'm just curious, does anybody use one of these in a limited self-defense role? Not just riding around your ranch or driving to town or something like that, but maybe even in the city. They just feel like, I want to carry my 45 Colt today. And I know it's single action, but where I'm going is, I think there's, you make your own assessment about what you think will work, and you decide that this will work. I don't need to take my, my Glock 19 or my 6 Sauer, P226 or my FN 509, right? Or even my, my Snubby, with some reloads. So just kind of curious if anybody uses them that way. So as Redesert Boy always says, be safe out there, whatever you're doing. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye now.